And hopefully having a blessed day. Thank you, Tori, for your awesome and never disappointing podcast this morning. It's awesome. Thank you. You just I don't know. I just really like. I don't know. You're a good teacher. I like listening to you. You're you're a good teacher. Um, and again, for everybody, despite what a lot of you might, some of you already know, I love history. I really do. And I don't know enough about it yet. I'm learning. But I really like history. And some might say, yeah, right. No, really. I no academics at all. Liked PE when I did go to school, other than, being bounced around, a little here and there when you go, because they make you go to school. But I liked PE. I liked physical ed. I really enjoyed that always. Home ec. I really enjoyed home ec. I liked to. I sewed. I did. I didn't mind that. Cooking was always cool for me, even in junior high. And I played football, but I couldn't stand math for whatever. Just the thought of it, and just school period. I don't know. Maybe it's. But yeah, history. I'm really intrigued with history, and when I say I really appreciate your guys' hard work, isn't to be patronizing. I just am learning to appreciate all the time and effort it goes into making this stuff. It's wow, thank you, you guys, Gavin and all you guys. I mean, I can thank God you guys got people that know what they're doing, and along with yourselves, you learn as you go. Because it takes a special, and everything's going technology. But if you don't know, you just don't, you don't know. You can really get bamboozled in a world of well, that's where everything's going. So you can get left behind real quick if you don't learn to swim with the sharks, so to speak, in the digital the the X's and O's of the yeah. So thank you. I really appreciate it, and that one might not have been that difficult, but for me, I just it was, and I'd never seen that. I'd never seen that, so that was new for me. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And when I say that, I really genuinely mean that. Or I'm not going to say it. I'm not the kind of guy that. Here, let me try to stabilize this. Pardon me. There we go. That'll do it. Sorry about that, people. Or I apologize. I'm trying not to say sorry. That's another habit that's just because we're not sorry people. And I don't really have anything planned. Excuse me. Just like usual, other than just loving you guys, because I was first loved by our heavenly creator, Yahweh, Abba, however you want to refer to him. Some say Jehovah or whatever. You know, you'll if he wants to correct you, and you're close, like you should be. He'll steer you on the right path. But that's why I say don't ever do anything because me or anybody else does it. No, 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 no. That's the wrong reason to wear a hat. No, you got to know that you know in your hat, right in your hat. And yes, and then once you follow those, people say, "Well, what do you mean? You got to stay within them 10 and then you got well, there's nothing left." Oh, yes there is. You'd be grabbing that hat, be having fun, raising families. And some people that's not enough for them. They're out and then they never find paradise, and they're certainly not going to find eternity that way. They're going to be in for a real rude awakening, which I guess leads me right into, let me see what I got here. And I love you very much, Millie. It's just I'm so happy. And I think it was you. One of y'all says, what are you going to do first?" If I'm reading that correctly, well, it certainly isn't like what most people would think. Although that's nice, and I've been a good boy. But here's the thing: I just want to I just want to hold you. I just want to hug you. I'm going to try not to break down because when I think about it, just all the years of suffering that, I'm not going to try to, I'm not going to, well, first of all, I don't want to spook you, but it's just, there's so, I've seen in a vision, I just seen where I just need to just, it's going to open up the floodgates in many different ways. And then, I don't think it's going to be that difficult for either of us. But yeah, it's just, it's been 50 years just lonely. It's been a lonely, lonely fight. And so we're both in for some. So anyway, if that was, that's what I wanted. I just want to hug. I want to hug and just hold because I've just felt it today. Just like her song was in my head just right before I started this. Tori's song is so beautiful. I really like it. And just like that young woman that sung "Broken Wings," and that beloved "Fight the Good Fight," you know, yin or yang. There it is, right there. You know, blows me away too. It's all it stopped doing that years ago. But I mean, if I was to her and the other young man, and then the lady, that lady, it's like they're all related. I don't know why it just came to me. A lot of stuff, you guys, like I said, there are some of you guys that are writing stuff down that are going, oh, Roy, you don't even know. And you know what? I don't. That's the beauty of this, people. There's stuff that you guys are keeping track of that is far surpassing some of the stuff that I'm even, because like I said, if I was to sit, where's that pen, and write that everything down, that's all I would be doing. I wouldn't be getting anything done, which it almost seems like it's trying to keep us from getting anything done, mostly uniting, embracing and hugging, and even shaking if you don't hug, or even just saying hey, or smiling with your eyes, or and uniting what they've tried to separate for many, many years, because they confuse, control, conquer. That's what this is about. That's how they're trying. This is it. We're it for the whole face of her. This is it. And oh yeah, just so it's okay. We've won. Don't worry. Now let's see. So I don't want to get, but there's a few things we're gonna have to talk about. And like I said, I don't really like to plan a whole lot, but because it's fun just to go right on, right, just roll with it. That's all I want to do. I just want to shake your hand, sit down, talk, and then when you're comfortable, I just want to hold you. You can have whoever you want around. Within, I don't. After a while, hopefully, you'll just have gargoyle. Go. Just kidding. Hug out, and then so I can hug you, and then we can sit and talk, and I could just watch you just talk to me, tell me all about you. Which I already know enough. That's why I've been doing this so long, but I just want to just see you. I just want to hear you talk and watch you, and just watch you sing with those eyes when you verbalize your whole life to me, future, everything. Just love. I just People are so caught up on what they are so used to seeing the world project as their rule of the way they should perceive their selves. It's so easy to get caught up in that. I'm so thankful, even with being as damaged as I was as a young lad. The Lord helped me to see enough, just like my friends, enough to hang on just enough so we could be having this conversation. Because I'll tell you right now, the thing is we've been extended some time, and it's thanks it's to you people. It's not It's not, and boy, how does it feel to honestly having your prayers really not only heard but truly understood, um, and have weight and authority to the point where we're doing this, we're doing it. Where he's like, all right, you guys got this, and you go ahead, you go ahead, and that's what's happening here, man. We're moving mountains, is what's going on. And he's like, all right, all right. So that's what we're doing. We're doing all right. And so thank you, and don't, like I said, don't think that the smallest of testimony or kind act or gesture, and right now the way things are, anything like that is well received. Even when you don't think it is, it's well received. That's what's pushing, that's what's flipping it out. That's why you see all these these threats and stuff like that. When if you pay attention to, they're 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 becoming less and less, and now they just the it's lost its bite. It's like, oh, Medusa's polygrip. It's, yep, that light, it'll break stuff right down. So, and then there's a few other things. So thank you. I just want to thank you guys again. And I'm not getting into the thanking deal, and I should, and I will, but that's going to be a whole nother thing. And I probably should, but, um, so yeah, I just wanted to say that about that. Yeah, she was awesome too. Oh, there's so much talent with these singers. It's amazing. You see, I was always told to shut up too, and maybe some of you don't aren't able to sympathize or empathize or whatever. I get those mixed up, and I don't even. But you know what we're trying to say. You understand that some of you that have been browbeat enough to where you don't, but just the right kind of light and love and stuff. And the thing is most people, they don't even realize they've got talents that they have no clue how they're being received, because they're so warped on the perception of society on how they should feel, act, dress, all that. All you people know all this. But that's all real. They've worked extremely hard, just like on that little freak now. I got to be very, very careful, because once I get started, I do get angry. And so that will happen. I will get angry, sweetheart, but I'm not going to ever yell at you like that. Now I might be, like I said, hey, I gotta, you come check this out, this big old fish or something like that. But I don't ever want to scare you or none of that. So I don't want to do any, I don't want to make you scared, afraid, angry. I don't want to, excite you. None of that stuff. All that's probably going to happen, even unintentionally. But that's just something I'm willing to deal with. Like I said, just as long as you don't drive us, or I drive us completely out of our minds before we're ready to get our new bodies. Because that's what's fitting to happen, people. You know that, right? When you said we're getting new bodies and being born again, what do you think that means, people? That's right. It says, how does one be born again? And so it talks about having your name in the book and not being blotted. So, like I said, it's coming together. Like I said, I trust in what I've seen so far and what you guys have all seen and are seeing and are gonna see. It's a done deal. We own all of it. The gold. Can you imagine? Well, we'll just burn the gold then. We'll just burn their gold. that funny? Like the oil. We'll just burn the oil so they don't get the oil. Just, can you imagine having them burn our gold? It's exactly what all these trials and tribulations are. That's all they are, for sweet to some and real bitter for others. And so that's all that happens when the gold is tried in fire. It just, what do you think happens to it, people? What's happening to us right now? That's right. Remember, there's that reflection. Gold and silver. It ain't going anywhere. It ain't going up. It ain't going anywhere. It ain't going anywhere. It's staying right here where it belongs, where it came from, where it was created to be forever. It's all going to be restored. Oh, and I wanted to let you know, because I was looking at that trees getting closer. I was going to get my rangefinder and shoot that range, because I told you I believe I told you 250 yards, and that I seen the landscape down below. But I don't like what I think I'm the range I'm seeing now, and I don't. It's like well, almost like dirty dishes or something in the sink. I won't be going to bed until it's just like, if I think that's off, if I told you something different, I won't be able to. So I got to tell you as I'm looking at that tree. Otherwise, people might go, that's not even that big of a deal. But it is for me. But that thing is a lot closer than 250 yards, because I know it's not that tall, and I shouldn't be able to see it at 250 yards from here. So it's not 250 yards. If I was to shoot that with my rangefinder, it's probably maybe 125 yards, maybe, because it's a tall. I think it's is it yeah, I think it's a red cedar, or a Washington red cedar. It's a tall one. It's a good, probably 150, 100 and, I don't know, it's pretty tall. We got some pretty tall trees. That's why I told my son, about 250 feet, you're good with that drone when he's flying that one that we. And then if you go up to a mountain, get as high as you can, and then send that up there, you can see some pretty neat stuff. But you got to, do a little jailbreak, and then you can send that sucker up and out if you got a good one. I did tell you about the ones that were checking me out at Wally World. Yeah, I did. We'll get to those anyway. So thank you, and don't worry. And they ain't threatening. When they threaten you guys, they've been doing that stuff for a long time now. And I know it passes through your beloved minds, your precious heads, and don't let it worry you. And they threaten you and stuff like that. And, well, what about the ones that they were able to get? Yeah, but see, here's what's happening. That was all fixing to be rectified already, and because of the prayers, not only are your prayers being heard, and your faith because your faith is being exercised, but because of that, they're losing. When I say losing its luster, I mean like that cluster of grapes. It's about ready, and it's not that we're trying to bring on. Like I said, we're trying to wring out a few more. That's not it. But it doesn't know, and because it doesn't know, it's flipping out, because all it sees, its power is becoming less and less. And really, that's really what's happening, people. Look, that's really what's going on here. All these powers of the world and all this stuff, this military and all this shite, all that stuff is all just an illusion from the enemy. Do you see what we've been doing for years? Do you see the people that you're starting to see? You see what's going on? That's real power. That's something that is something that's observable, and you can follow it, you can trace it, you can fact check it, you can feel it, you can start to smell it, you can taste it. All these senses, and they start to heighten, and wow, there really is, and you see it. People say, oh, well, you don't even see God. Really? I see God, and I see him in you, people. I can sense him, and I hear him in you. See, when you start to receive the Holy Spirit and you start to stand out and walk out and perform in faith, you do things that you normally wouldn't do, say things you wouldn't normally say, and then restrain from things you normally would say, and maybe not do things you would normally do. You get what you see what I mean? It's just a little, it's just some following some rules. And next thing you know, man, wham bam, thank you, people. You get it. You get it. It's not about trying to hold anything back from you at all. That's not what kind of creator we have. Why do you think you're able to experience that, huh? Why are we able to experience all that? And that's why your mommy and all the boys are gonna might get pissy with me. Excuse my language, but I love you guys because I mean, you know, I might not be the biggest guy in the bunch, but you know, I'm a guy too. And if it wasn't for our, you know, pinning that to our lapel, boys, we would have got on the wrong bus a few times. There's a reason why, and I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to continue to hammer it if that's what I'm led to do. There's a reason why our creator Yahweh created us with a helpmate. That he's seen that it wasn't good that we would be alone. Can you really just think about it? Really think about our creator could have created really anything. Could have created a bunch of drones and just worshipped him like a bunch of and that's how you know what love is real. But he knew we needed, and that was the closest thing he could get to, and yet they're almost completely the opposites, but without, and just like Mr. L said, sometimes you just you can't live with each other, and that's if and that happens even when you're in a harmonious relationship. But that's why you need to find ways to, if you're really in tune with the creator and you guys are becoming one, it's not that you won't have issues. That's how you grow, just like that's how you learn to walk, you know. Otherwise we'd all be, and I'd still be carrying my boy around. In some ways I still am, but lack of people die for lack of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? It's a generational thing. And this is why we get caught up in what we get caught up in, because we don't know what we should, because it's trying to slowly just erase it all. So there's no morals at all. So there's no reflection. But we got the gold, baby. We are the gold. We're the reflection. But that actual gold's ours too. But before I get off track, which I believe I almost did. God, please don't let me lose this because I thought it was important. Well, it's all important. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Hold on. I almost had it. The enemy. Oh, yeah. He's losing. He's losing its power. So don't worry about threatening you about, oh, don't worry. I know that makes me angry. Don't worry about that. It's getting slapped up already. It already knows. Come on, man. Think about it. It's had my address how long? It's had me in prison. How long has it had me there? How long? How long has it been feeding me? How long has it been trying to kill me? You guys know already. Shit ain't no psyop. I don't even know what that stuff. You know what? I didn't even know how to spell damn psyop. Let alone what I. You guys, most of you already know this is a simplistic thing. I bet he doesn't even know how to spell it. I bet you I don't either. And that's why this is going to work the way it's working. Get it? It's not about these big bad this, that, and the other people. All those Changa pieces are starting to come out of that. That's right. So thank you very much for all that you guys are doing, because it's all because of you guys. It really is. It really is. Before, who knows, maybe wouldn't it just I just know it wouldn't have been as the feast wouldn't have been as big as it is. Put it this way, it's just it's expanding, and that's what this is all about. But like I said, the suffering can't continue. And that was the only issue right there. Of course, that's all. And then this, and you know who else is suffering? Oh, Mother Earth. You know she's suffering. What a sad thing. Beautiful thing she's done for us. Jeez, what a beautiful thing. In a short time, too, we've just put the boots right to her. made for walking and walked right on over her. We sure did. Just kept right on her time and time again. But it's okay. Not not it's not okay, but it is. Ultimately, it's going to be just fine. Mama's going to make everything all better in a father type head kind of way. So, yeah, Millie, gosh. That's all. I'm not trying to. If I wanted sex, I would have had sex a long time ago with some. I'm not even gonna say it because it's just a sin to say it. And I don't even think that kind of stuff. If that kind of stuff comes across my mind, I get it out. You think I'm kidding? I went right up in there and I sat there and I ate one of the biggest. My mouth is watering. One of the biggest Angus over in Stuart Anderson steak. Huge potato, dang, as big as half of your head. Definitely 6 inches, Tori. Big old sputter. And I didn't even. And I matter of fact, I ate his half too. I God is my judge. I really did. I ate the rest of his because he was off doing his little thing. You know how the I've never been like that. I could never degrade a woman like that. Other than like I said, if I was in my drug induced demonic psychosis, and then that never turned out very well either. You know, the Lord was like, "Oh, and it never will, not after, nope." And I'm okay with that because, boy, when you really hook in and hook up, and you're like, there ain't nothing like it, boy. You want to you want to talk about sparks flying from Fantasia, and I know all that stuff is evil, this and that, but I got a little Fantasia here when I had my surgery, which I'll go into what happened there. Was a seatbelt thing, but it was they had to do exploratory surgery and take all my stuff. They made sure they missed my little Mickey, and I was actually above myself when they were doing this. It was quite amazing, but I wasn't gonna let them do any of it. But they told my family, "Listen, this guy is gonna die," and well, as far as I was concerned, man, I was already dead. I was just walking death. So yeah, don't worry about it. People, when they threaten you, listen. They've been threatening me for a long time. They're losing. The more faith you exercise, the more you step out in faith. It's not being reckless. It's not being careless. It's not being paranoid. That's for dang sure. It's not about getting all juiced up on meds, and it's not about all being all juiced up on booze and stuff like that, man. I'm not one to judge because I still puff on weed now and again, and I got to stop doing that because that's damn addicting right now. And I'm going to tell you, it really is. When you smoke it, it's for the head, but when you eat it, it's for the body. It does help, and it helps a lot of different things. But then that can also be addicting, like anything, food, and of course, pornography of any sort. That's just, phew, that's just. Like I said, at what point does that lead right to instant the instant quenching of the Holy Spirit? It's not like the two joining together. We know, I know for a fact, the Lord made that very clear to me. That's why I don't mess around at all. I'm waiting. Because that is not one. He ain't playing with me on that one at all. He told me that's an instant deal breaker. And if I do that, if I can't even be trusted with that, I can't be trusted with what is becoming us, me, of all of us. It ain't gonna happen, and I don't want that. I've learned my lesson well. I know I'm completely in harmony with this now. I've accepted everything, and I'm just along for the ride and doing what I can to work everybody together, this weaving of love. And of course there's going to be a lot of heartbreak and tears and bloodshed and stuff, I'm sure, along the way. But right now I don't see any of that. Right now I see them flipping smooth out. Of course, I've been seeing this for a while, but it's really tripping out now because all the people that are praying. Oh, it's the idea. Their voices are now becoming triumphant, and the Lord is literally, he is taking notice. It's not just a, the prayers being you know filtered or governed or which our prayers are always being, if they're good ones, they're not stench. But I've seen it. I'm telling you, there's a reason he has to, because we're not what we were created to be, to begin with, in his image, complete character. Wow, what a privilege, man. And that's why, because you people, my ticket's already punched. I know where I'm going. I'm not even sweating that. It's all about you people now. You're the reason why we've had this delay, so that all y'all that are waking up and lighting the lamp of somebody next to you. And you heard Millie. It really is. It's right next to you. And that's what it's about. And the more people that are waking up, the less people that are suffering, the less children that are crying out, that are having bad things happen to them. Even though it's still happening, all that's going to be restored. It's all going to be exposed. Of course, you're not going to. Let me say this. I want to say this because I know my sweetheart. She gets scared really easy. She gets spooked really easy, and that's exactly, if I would have known what I know now about, if I would know, if I would know her, like, and I felt like I'd known her forever, but it's different when you've known somebody forever, but you don't know the person as in every step of the journey. That's why the joy is in the journey. That's why me sitting down with her and sitting there and listening to her about her life is going to be very important to me. And I'm very looking forward to that, if she'll allow that. And of course, meeting the crew and all that stuff. And might have to have Tori clean up her room or something. Of course, I'm just kidding. So that everybody's kind of comfortable with this transition, if that's what we decide to do. And then we'll figure out whatever's happening is going to happen. That's how we'll roll. And it'll just happen. Things will just start happening, and people will just start, stuff will start stacking and clicking and clacking, and but you just got to have faith. And then again, you might decide something else, and stuff's still going to happen. We're still going to roll, just because. But anyway, you get scared easy, and because you get scared easy, if I knew that then, I wouldn't have, that Winter's Bone, come on. That's the last dang movie I would have had you watch. Oh, movie night. Yeah, here, honey. Look, this is our debut. This is to get you warmed up on what you're fitting to bring home to mama, so to speak. That's no, 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 no. Here, this is yeah. She sold out. No, when I said that was identified with because my family, that's really it. Not that we are all running around with chainsaws, but like I said, it's things were things were different back then. Yeah, she had little sucker. She sold out. But anyway, yeah, no. So don't, and you just are get to be a scaredy cat, and it's okay. It's all right. That's why I don't, because I like that song. I don't even play it because I love you so much, and I don't want to offend you. And when I seen it, the Lord says, "Yes, this is your sweetheart." I said, "It is, huh?" And he says, "Yep." And I'd never even knew anything about that. When Hagman said that, I went, "I knew something about that." But I'd never looked into that. I never looked into you. You know that, because I wasn't led to, for a reason. What I did find out is the faith part, if I read that right, and that's why I called it a right on brother, which is Rob Dew, and Rob right on brother. He said, "Well, if you want to, you just come." And I said, "Well, and that's what I intended to do. That's exactly what I intended to do, and that's exactly what it intended for me not to do, so that you and I couldn't a do run run a do run, you know? Because oh, sweetheart, we'd have pulled the plug right there. Probably pulled the plug right there. And yeah, that would have been it. Said, all right, wrap it up. And he said, oh, get him, Clancy. We just said, oh, bring in the boys, Clancy. So, what's happening here? What's happening? Oh, I got one viewer. Oh, right on. So, this whole new setup here, people, I'm not used to this. This is kind of a new little setup, and my sonny boy, my son One Fun, he's not here. So well, anyway, so thank you, and don't be and I can't tell you not to be scared. I can't tell you not to be scared. I want to tell you not to be scared, but I have no right telling you. It's like we have no right telling each other not to be angry, even though we probably shouldn't be angry sometimes, and maybe sometimes we should. But I guess it's all in how we deal with stuff. That's what I'm learning. I'm just learning it's okay. It doesn't matter what the heck's going on as long as we do. It's how we react to it. That's how you'll know these suckers too. You throw stuff. Oh, it's fun trolling these fools when and they hate that stuff because you know what happens? Guess what happens? You guys win because they show you their truth. They show you their little slithery skin they just got done shedding. Yeah, and their little clutch that they're not able to hatch now. People are like, this ain't, we're done. We're done with this old moon pie mission. This, bye bye, Miss American Pie. No, we're grabbing a few hats on the way out, and we ain't, we ain't stopping until we get to the, we're going all the way. Yeah, what's that one? I couldn't stand that song. Go all the way. Ugh, I hated that. I couldn't stand that song. I don't like any of that kind of. I never cared too much. Let's go all the way. Ugh, and that just creeped me out. Some songs just do that. People are like, "What are you talking about, Donnie or Roy, whatever?" What do you mean? That's a good, and it probably is a good song to most people. I'm kind of strange that way when it comes to certain music. And then some music, like some Yes music I like that, I would never have listened to before. But I don't share some music on Facebook because I don't like wearing, I've already wore out so many of my actual friends that I've ran off just with the fact because that's how I communicate was with music is because that's how I have to felt like I've had to do it. And but this is the catch. This is what we get. So yeah, so thanks. And don't be, again, I can't say don't, but try not to be so frightened. It's if it was gonna happen, it was gonna a long time ago, that. Long, long, long time ago when you guys were that's right, we're gonna get Steve on here and we're gonna have all three of us here because I was threefold coordinates. Yeah, we're gonna show him. Oh, you silly rabbits. My baby ain't not she's not your toy. I'm not gonna let you toy with her like that. I'm not gonna let you threaten any of my friends either, my loved ones. Not at all. That's not gonna happen. When they start doing that to you, people don't go for it because that is a bologna sandwich. That bologna definitely has a six. It has a six in its name for sure. Thrice, and it's done. That's why it's just bumping its gums. That's all it can do. And oh, another thing I wanted to tell you too. Of course, I don't plan all this stuff, so I'm trying to all these little live chat stuff. And I've said it before, and I'm led to say it again. Most of them, they're not a bunch of different people. It's the same entity. It's the same somehow, some way they have, and it looks like they're almost communicating with each other, and they are in some ways, but not intelligently like your emotions are receiving it, and it's causing you to be scared and confused and getting wires crossed and stuff. That's what it's designed to do. That's all it's designed to do, is confuse. And it's not losing that. That's why you'll notice, you'll see it'll just throw shit out there. Excuse my language. It'll just throw certain stuff out there that's worked before, just like your past. Once it knows it can't use your past, when you know, and you're not, and you go and say no, you're done doing that. So you've done washed your hands of that stuff. Now you're on to the next challenge. Not a license to do it, but what you're becoming a little more refined. And so you get a little more, and it's not liking that at all. It's not even so much about you anymore, because you know the truth, and that's made you free. See, you know who you were created to be completely. So once it's not even about, it's about shutting you down so that message won't continue on to the next person, because that's what this is about. And that's what this stoning crowns is all about. That's what storing up your treasures in heaven is, which is right coming here. It's, oh yeah, it's a place up there, but that's all getting scrubbed. When you want to scrub something, you go from top right to bottom. At least that's what I do when I want to clean something real good. Like when I move into a place that's not good, and that's happened a lot. Even when I've had to stay in motels, first thing is I get everything out of there. I'll throw stuff on that carpet first thing right away. I'll try to get some throw rugs, something that I don't do not have to touch the bottom of that damn carpet. My feet on that carpet, and I'll get them walls and everything scrubbed, the phone, all that nasty stuff scrubbed up. I got right there right now 1, 2, 3, 4 cans of Lysol. Now I don't use Lysol like a damn like what's that guy? God, what was the attorney? No, the investigator Monk. Love watching that show. That and anyway, I'm getting off track. I don't do that. That was for my son's boss, who is like that, really like that. But I'm in between. I'm one of the tweens. I'm not, I'm not mommy dearest, and I don't have a trail in my house. You see what I mean? I don't Everything don't have to have, you know what I mean? But my tools, they all have to, because, just like your keys, you got to know where they are when you need them. There's some things that they had better be put back where they're gotten, or because that's where I put them, and that's where I'd put your stuff if I needed to. So don't worry about those threats. That's all they are. Yes, uh, they're gonna throw some, but they would have done. Think about it. Just if you just think, and that's why it says meditate. The word says meditate on these things that are good, and you got to know the fruits of the spirit. And once you're in the spirit, all those fruits and meditating on these things, everything that you've seen already, everything that a lot of you are going, oh God, I'm still writing stuff down. Well, if that's what you got to do, I guess, well, then do what you got to do. But exercise what you're receiving, and what you're discerning, and the evidence that you're getting, and meditate on those, because those are the things that he's instructing us, our creator has instructed us to meditate on, so that in times of trouble you're going to say, wait a minute, man, remember all that stuff here, right here? That's what I had to do when I was writing the book. Well, which I'm finding out was, it didn't even have an ending. It was all that was all the enemy thought it was tripping me up, and it did. But because I maintained, the Lord said, this guy's he's gonna just go ahead and get this is gonna happen to him after all this. I want to tell you something about, and I was gonna wait till I got to this part, but I'm gonna tell you now. Not only did that book, I had to pull that after all that it took me years, because I procrastinated, because I struggle with the self-worth, plus the whole academic issue. So it was a challenge, and then I could go on, which I'm not even going to start on all the other challenges. So I had to go back and keep rereading it. And then going back down and starting to write, because it gave me courage. I had to go back and meditate on these things that were good. And the things that were good is that I know damn good and well, excuse my language, I was writing that. Yes, it was my story. And then that's another thing. As I was realizing the journey that it was being taken through this vessel, and not there had to have been a God. And yes, the one I thought hated me had to have been protecting me, because I'm reading this miracle that's actually being written by something that's, because it's not. I didn't get a degree and bring it home and it start writing this, so something's going on. But I didn't stop there. Even after all that crushed Jonathan and everything, nobody could believe anything, right? And I was like, okay. And the Lord said to me, He said, you know what? He said, this is all demonic, but because you're hanging in there, we're gonna take this, we're gonna turn this right around, and we're gonna dragon tails it. We're gonna spin this sucker. We're gonna just like a record, just round and round. We're gonna wear this shit right out of it. And so, and that's when I handed myself over. Oh, wait till I get to that part. You guys are going to go, oh my gosh, are you serious? I thought your son was one of the top 10. This one here takes the cake. Oh gosh, I could write a whole book on that just alone, just the little deal. But I don't want to get off track, because that's what's fixing to happen. So I ended up redoing that whole thing. I had it on flash drive. I have it on 3 flash drives. 100,000 words that are all, like I said, in the condition that I had to pay somebody quite a bit of money that ended up wanting to be co-author when it was done. Praise the good Lord for that. Because, he definitely, I fit both that criteria. Simplistic. That's what she said it, riding in on a donkey. You heard Tori. But I redid it. I didn't give up, people. I sat there and I said, okay, I'm not putting it on. He said, don't put it on where. I don't even want to say the word. I don't want to say that big, nasty, hairy snatch master's name. But I will tell you, it might as well just be Jolly Green Giants. So, and I will eventually, and then I'll let you know exactly, and you'll be like, oh man, because unless you wouldn't know. You'd be thinking, this, you've got to be mistaken. Then no. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and redo this. And God, Yahweh, He says, you go ahead and redo this, because it's helping you redoing it also. And I'm like, okay, and it's not, I didn't feel like it was helping me, but okay. I was trusting Him, and I was just kept doing the next right thing. And then I'm facing all kinds of stuff that's why I say I know what it is to be faced with all that stuff, the alcohol, all the stuff, just all of it, the dysfunctional attachments, relationships, the substance abuse, the eating, all of it, just the pornography, all of it, which I only really got into that when I was tweaking in that, like I said. But anyway, the point is, as I redid that book, I ended up having my son download a program, an editing program, so that I could redo that. And I was literally, of course, in tears a lot of the time. And I had to wait for no one was around so that I could be in tears, so that I could get through what I knew that I was fixing to have to tackle in this whole endeavor again, because it was so mind-boggling that if anybody, and I've left so much out because like I said, I've forgotten a lot of this stuff. And then when it comes back, because I'm going back down there, just like the Roxy thing with the phone, and I didn't even realize that that was another. Uh, so it's so hard to stay on track. Is my point? Um, it would take a team of people, really, a team of people, and almost like our guardian angel, if they're, and I don't really believe we have that. I definitely know we have angels that definitely guard over our those that are becoming, but I don't know about a guardian angel. I don't know about a tooth fairy or none of that stuff. But if that was possible, that everything, and it will, there's a book of recordings, and it was all to be, you'd be like, oh my gosh, a team of people is not the deal. So I sat and I redid everything that I had, and with a program, so that I could handle this myself, try to market it, everything all myself. Because that's what the Lord said. I want you to just don't worry about any of that right now. Just like everything else, people, sometimes it's just best to say less sometimes, because, and for me even, sometimes I need to say less and listen way more and be way more patient also. That's bane of my existence, Tori. I know it's, but then we've got other good qualities, like knowing people and knowing, what people truly want, not just intimately, but their feelings, and being able to read people enough to, and care and love them enough to really truly lay down your life for them in every aspect. And that's love. And you'll know it when somebody does that, when they hug you, and you can feel the electricity. It's like powder on, you want to talk about Q-tip, baby. You'll be like, man, I got my own little Q-tip. I get so excited for us, all of us, because you're all seeing. Anyway, now I'm got off track. So, what was I saying? Something about Tori. I was talking about Tori. I sure love you, Tori. You're awesome. Got a beautiful voice. God, you're so people are so talented, man. It's amazing. God, the talent you guys have. So talented. A lot of talent in prison too, people. A lot of talent. So threats, those little suckers and their threats. I was going somewhere. I got right back on track nicely there for a minute. And now I blew it. But that's all right. At least today I have enough brains to if they were dynamite, to blow my nose. So that's okay for future blowouts. But oh yeah, that's right. I was editing. Thank you, thank you. So I was editing, and this is no joke, people. Of course, I'm not going to lie to you. And if I'm mistaken, I'll just tell you, well, this is what it appeared to be. But this is really what it was. And I'm not even tech savvy enough to explain how, but our creator made it real clear. This is what happened, but it's okay. So I'm editing, and I'm serious, 90 days, almost to the day. I'm sure it was to the day. I'm almost certain it was. Oh God, it just adds, it just injury to insult. Oh, it's just, and this really happened, people. Of course, I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, I'd be struck down. God does not like a liar. That defiling the marriage bed is that top number one with the blasphemy. But that lion, oof, doesn't like a liar at all. So, um, you'll get it. Just hang tight. And this is why you don't ever put heat to weed. This is why never, ever come over here and look for Smokey at old Debo's pigeon coop. No. let's see, Tori. That's what got me there before. I'll go back to Tori. Her beautiful voice singing. My hat. It's in my hat. Um, those threatening little pieces of crap that are just, it's all just dribble, means nothing. We know this. Um, you guys are the shiznizzle in a bag of eternal Doritos. Ugh, Doritos. What was I talking about, Father? It was, I know. And then I got right back. She helped me get on track. I got right back on track. I got right back on because I thought I could. Uh, anyway, uh, moving right along, editing the book. Thank you. So 90 days to the day, we might as well just had a little. We used to make candy. I told you all that candy we'd put in a pinata. Might as well had a little pinata party because on the 90th day, and I was a quarter of the way, 200 or 25,000 words or so, almost right. Serious, right? 27,000. It was close, but 90 days. It took that long to go through the whole that much of it. Only that much. 90 days for me, diligently. Every day, the Lord told me every day. I got up, I prayed, stared at all the booze, not glorifying myself, letting you know it can be done if that's what you're led to do. Prayed. Sometimes I had to go over to that forest, get my hands in the soil, pray with all the rest of the life because it's all everything's connected. And of course, I'd hunt over there, and and like I said, I'd buy my permits and stuff. I always played by the rule in that sense, just because I'm led to do that. But I'd also get my meat would swing. Believe me, that's right. I wasn't kidding when they said one. I said one hung low, sweetheart. But I'm not. You'll see. But uh, yeah. So you did it again, didn't you? Didn't you, Roy? You just had to show off and talk crap. Old chef's shit talkie and then get derailed, don't he, Mr. Cocky? And you're right. You're right. You see, I need you. What does men do just wandering around without nothing pinned to our? Wouldn't we get lost? He's gonna create us to go wander around and expect us to do. Now I could see no. Oh, you guys aren't gonna like this. And I'll finish. I'll finish as soon as I remember what it was. But you can see. Well, no, I'm not even going to say that. I'll wait. I'll wait because I'm going to really. The guys are going to would be pissed, but it's all right. You guys will get over it. But yeah, the truth is just will set you free for sure. So what the heck? Where were we at with this? So okay, derailed. Oh, there we go. 90 days, 27,000 words. All this work every day, struggling, going through all this. That's why I said all that. Just every day going through it and still making, fighting for it, man. Fighting. Because I had just already had this, I had to get it. I had to get it um in the Library of Congress. I've had to get that set nailed so that if anybody to tried to a million little pieces it, and we'll get to that eventually also, what ended up happening there. So, because I'm not quite in the God pod. But anyway, so I got 90 days and then all that work, seriously, all of it was lost. All of it. And I mean, I don't mean lost. I'm talking about everything that I worked on, every single thing that I had to change and go and search for a punctuations on and how to use this. And it got to the point where I started watching some videos through a suggestion of one of my two younger adult children. I can't remember if it was Cecilia or Donnie, but said, Dad, you need to watch a video on how to write a book. And I said, well, it's already in the library because, yeah, but you're not getting it. You need to, you don't know how to write a damn book. You have a story, but you don't know how to write a book. And I went, oh, and when they said it that way, I was like, oh, fuck, that made sense. Right. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah. So you got a great story. You just don't know what the hell how to tell it. Now, you might know how to articulate it, but you don't know what you're doing here. Boy, they got you all messed up. You know, we don't let you do banker here. You're not the banker here for good reason. I mean, I really am, but they're the ones that I'd say, okay, Gargoyle, you figure this stuff out, and you better not be lying to me when you come up with the. So the Lord told me I'm going to need about 3 auditors. So it all just completely sabotaged. Seriously, it's not a wasn't a. It was always up for 90 days. It was always up. All I did was minimize it. I got so because when I do something repetitiously enough, that's how I'm able to do this. My son, I think, is going back to work tomorrow, man. And I was like, are you serious? So I got a few things I want you to help me on my truck, a few things I want to button up. I'm right now in the process. I'm taking my test. I got the Washington State and going through that little hoopla, taking that 40 question test. I've been studying and trying to juggle everything else at the same time. And then visit with you people this morning, my beloved friends on Tor Says, and get to visit with Millie and stuff. Cause I feel that, man. I feel that connection. Unless I'm just completely out of my mind, which, hey, if that's it, then sign me up for some more. This is the fuel that but, oh God, it's so awesome. Really. Millie, it's just awesome. So 90 days just completely bushwhacked me. I said, no. And the Lord said, son, it's just do it again. And the whole time he told me, the whole time he knew I got bushwhacked. They knew because they got it all wired in. I had to use my credit card and everything. They knew exactly for this editing program, and they knew. And it was everything, just like what happened when I sent it to the down to South America. So yeah, old Peter Gabriel. Ain't gonna be good. You want to talk about red rum? All right. See, we're it's good. We're good. But yeah, excuse me. So 90 days completely. So I started again. I had to go right to the top again. And it's like I got something else out of it. And it helped me. It helped me in the time that I needed until I was led to, after I was offered a job at Dr. Khan's office. She even said it twice, confirmed it twice. Yeah, think about that offer. And I was like, I wasn't kidding when I said I left her office and I was weeping because I knew that I had to go turn myself in. And then when I called them, well, see, I don't want to get too far ahead because you're going to be like, oh, those dirty dogs. They did that? I'm like, yeah, what do you think I'm making this stuff up? I'm not trying to get your guys' sympathy. Although, it'd kind of be nice. I've had to feel sorry for myself for years, but I quit doing that. long time ago, when you have no self-worth, you just don't do, you don't have any. How can you feel sorry for something you don't love, you don't know? When you don't have an identity, man, you don't. So that's why I said that room that's exceeds the far exceeds the former. And that was even so. But it's not gonna, like I said, I don't think it's gonna, you'll just, I think it's gonna be a real, it's gonna wash us both pretty good. And oh, it's gonna be magic. It's just gonna be, oh, it's magic, you know. Yes. It's 90 days again. 90 more days, 6 months this time. You did that math all by yourself? Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, and I don't want to go too far ahead. Oh, she taught me well. I'm being a, so another 90 days, man. For real. No disrespect. Men, lionesses. I don't like to say man. I'm trying to 90 more days, people. It started completely over on this flash drive. I got 3 flash drives that this 100,000 words are on, or roughly, of enough of the story. Well, other than this last 5 years, because it's was published in, I think, what I got at Library of Congress thing around here somewhere. But and then there's enough for another couple 100,000 story miracles, just a bunch of different short miracles in there. And I mean, I'm not kidding you. But you guys already start to, that's why we're getting what we got. Getting what we got as good as what we always, when you start with flour. That's it. It's about the wheat and chaff, baby. People, no disrespect. That's all it is. It's just about the wheat and chaff. So 90 more days went by, picking up new things, going, wow, I forgot to add that. Man. And I went back over this how many times? Meditate on these things that are good. Wow, there has to be a God. Wow, I guess he really didn't really hate me that much. But God, how could somebody go through this? I'd go through so many emotions myself going back over it. I'd be like, oh my gosh. That's why when that psychiatrist years ago said, you'll never have to go to one of these evaluations again. Never. I'm going to put on here, you're a lifetime recipient. You should never have to go through this stuff again. And he was somebody higher up, because I never ever had to go to another evaluation again. Matter of fact, they would call me on the phone every year or so. Really. He said, he goes, you don't need to. Now things have changed so much. Now they've done sent so much up in they're mining for moon cheese that, they don't have. But I don't need that. The Lord said, oh son, I'm going to restore all the locusts have eaten. It's they don't tell you. They have no jurisdiction over you. That's all everybody else's money. And then they'll support you just fine. If they knew if they knew the truth, the story, that's why they didn't want that. You would have all the support you're fixing to get. And everybody's going to support it, because that's how your heart is. You're like that. You would give it like that if you had it. That's why they're going to give it, because they got it. It's all being taken from them. Remember what Trey said? That Kim said? That's right. A lot of that stuff's right. Some of it's not. And some of it's just, some of things have changed. Some things were never going to come into fruition. That's just the way it works. When people change, time changes. When it's time, the time is when it's time. That's the time. And when you're part of that time, you ain't got nothing to. You have nothing to. All you're doing is trying to gain more participants and more of our heavenly creator's possession. You just want them to recognize, hey man, you were created with a purpose. You know that, right? Whether you believe it or not. That gift of life, your parents, it took both of them to create the thing that was the closest to how we were created in his image. That's why there's an age of accountability. That's why I'm thinking that when I said that it's everybody's in the Lamb's Book of Life for the most part, but then it talks about the see, I it's like history. It's like it's the joys in the journey, kind of figuring this out and then listening to other people and everybody not getting all flipped out because you know you're that's not right or that's not right. I'm going to tell you what is right. It's the 10 Commandments. That's what's right. That's what's right. And you stay within them right there. And everybody else can argue about that if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you can embrace and you guys can just have a nice meal together until, you know, Papa comes back and has a nice place to return to because we're right here to accompany his fullness because that's what's really going down. Forget all these clowns. He's coming through us. He's coming through us. Yes, every eye's gonna, and I'm telling you, you can like it or not, but it's happening through us or not. So that's it. When he said greater things than these you shall do, you better believe it or not. And that's it. We are that rod, whether you like it or not, whether you think and you just don't want to get once you realize it, then you got to just keep from being arrogant. You got to stop. You got to, and once you know you righteously rule, humble, the meek shall inherit the earth. But that don't mean when, like I said, you feed that white wolf, but it doesn't mean to have it lay down. You ain't gonna skin me out. I'm not a doormat. I'm not a rug. And we're not, we're lion and lionesses. We are the child of the most high God. And so we're excuse me, I'm going to shut this window real quick, people. Excuse me real quick. All righty. Anyway, yeah, we own all this, and I don't say that arrogantly. You just have to, like I said, I cry out this morning, just wailing, Father, just continue to examine me. He goes, "Oh, son, I got you. You just keep crying out like that, and we're gonna keep things so on the level that those arrows are gonna shoot real straight." And I admire the natives. Can you imagine what it took, all the practice to shoot an arrow, a recurve, with a homemade bolt, fletching and all that from nature, the sinew and all that, all tied up right is what I'm saying. All so things aren't exactly as they would be with my carbon fibers arrows, but critiquing and practicing so much on the on a wild, well, a broke horse, bareback, now broke. Never climb on a horse unless it's thoroughly broken. I'm I'm not going to go into detail. That'll be after a couple days. Probably we'll talk about that, and she's going to laugh, um, and very much appreciate that. Um, so yeah, gosh, see what happens. You see what? just in ruins thinking about you. So pass the buck, Roy. You pass the buck. So yeah, that level, the arrow, and I'm just amazed on how they're able to shoot straight like buffalo that are, just, a good close to a ton, and or, you know, give or take, and they're bareback and shooting these recurves with these arrows, like I said, that aren't, out of off of you know a, an assembly line. And I don't know, it's just amazing. But yeah, just everything's on the level. Uh so what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so so 6 months have now gone by, and no back to square one. I Like I said, after I went to, which I never go to my doctor. Her and her husband, they'd been my doctor for years and years, and I just don't do doctors unless I once in a great while. But like I said, I think I brushed over why I started going to her, and she was my primary care physician, but I never went. Even though, like I said, I think close to 20 years or maybe even a little more. But when she offered that job, I knew that I had to. So, but yeah, so don't beat yourself up, and don't. I've learned not to get to just. I just have to be more considerate when I'm and try to think more about how someone else might be perceiving what I'm saying. But also, there's something that I'm trying to convey to other people. Also, at the same time, I'm scaring you, and I don't want to do. I don't want to be doing that, because that's not my intention. Because I'm not that kind of guy. Unless you're that kind of slug, and then then you're just you. That's it. Be prepared for some fresh ground earth salt, rock salt, and that's what it is too. We're all just, this is ours, people. We're all. It's not just a saying, and he always says, "No, you can see what's happening. You see it. You're like, wow, how did it happen so fast? It says it was going to happen fast." Some things, yeah, we're definitely patience. That's what it's all about. But man, we're at that precipice now. I think, if I'm getting that right, I think that's a face. Yeah, it's uh it's Goliath to some, and it's just moose and mouse. It just depends on how you're perceiving it. But yeah, don't the threats, they mean nothing. Nothing. Unless that threat is right, it's right. It's don't that's how they kept you. That's how they controlled you, Millie. That's how they kept you. They knew. They knew. That's what type of people they use, people like that. They use us. You see, I lived in constant fear too, just in different ways, and that's how they do it. They confuse you. That's God is not the author of confusion, but that's what they do. First thing, they want to confuse you. That's why they tell you a bunch of truth, stuff that like only Secret Squirrel would know. And it seems like it will come to fruition, all that crap, with Alex and all that. That's all that all it is it's fallen angel sorcery. That's all it is. And it has, there's nothing there. It's like, you know, pardon the illustration, but it's kind of like, that food you eat, and then next thing you know, you're having to eat again, but it's really good. Remember I told you I used to make up the nice little rice vinegar, and a little bit of, just kind of sweeten it up just a little bit, and get that on that rice before you roll it up. Put a little bit of fish sauce on there. Wow, man. Some good eating. Yeah, it's all It's all a bunch of crap. There you see what's happening. They're liars. They tell you all that stuff, and oh wow, and it'll mesmerize you for a minute. You'll go, oh man, you start looking around. You go, wow. That's why I said you see everything you're looking at. You own all that, and really, it's all that. All that is not natural. You don't own that. It was a metaphor that everything that you see, you own, just because all that stuff that was bought in with money that you already know, it come from the most innocent, the most horrific, the most heinous, the most disgusting, and just putrefied sources that you wouldn't even want it. You wouldn't even want that creeps money, because it comes right from the pit of hell, and it's all the children, the suffering, and all the death, and the hatred, and the fear, and the anger, and it's all confusion. But what they do is they gain your trust by mesmerizing you and telling you a few little things and tantalize you. Wow, man, and then they seek out. They'll fish for you. They'll even make it look like it's your idea. I've seen it happen. I told you I got a story to tell you about that guy. I told you my buddy Don. His parent, he lives on I think 70. I don't want to give the exact, but anyway, there, yeah. And there's a story I got to tell you about how they, and he paid for his own lobotomy, his own extraction, his own mental, and then they were able to find out where all those dealers were. You see, it's not that they were DEA and oh yeah, that's part of it. And they're not trying to clean up anything. They just want to be the dog, the big dog on the block. They want to be the ones that not only are destroying everything, but are getting the funds at the same time. They don't want anybody else doing that, not unless they're paying the price. Well, sure, we'll use them, and then when it's time to get rid of them, then yeah, it's so twisted. You guys are not you already believe in it, but you're gonna see it in its entirety, and that's why nobody's gonna go away going, oh my gosh, a little old so and so and Uncle Bob or whatever. They're all. You're not gonna. Oh God, why are they? It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be. You're not gonna question at all what you're fixing to do. Stay on the right side of the fence. Don't be straddling it. And there you're not, and nobody's going away but hurt. That's that stupid ass. I don't even like using that, but there it is. Nobody's gonna go away confused, or there's going to be no misunderstanding, or none of that. It's going to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see. Wow, holy smokes, are you serious? And even me, wow, man, all these times that's all gonna, it's already starting to come together. See, that's gonna happen for us already. It's already happening. You start going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, more paper, gargoyle, pen. This one here is smoking. They're like you're doing surgery, telling you you're going to start sweating to the oldies. Or you just go, okay, I already know. Doesn't matter. It's nothing to, but yeah, no, it's losing, it's pants, liar, liar, pants on fire. Talk about running, man. Bad news bears. Bad news bears, baby. But good news for us. So yeah, all that threatening, all that crap, and all that, you don't think after all this time. Look where I'm at. They tried to fly a plane into this area right here. What do you think happened at SeaTac those few years back? You think that's right. And heavenly host got a hold of that thing and pulled it down. Doesn't matter what they tell you, what they say. I'm telling you right now, that's what the heck happened, because it can't get me pinpoint. They can try to, it tries all that little stuff. What it tries to do is psychological stuff first, because it can't get to you. It's us chosen, and those that are becoming, and it's happening right now as we speak. You're going, oh man, I just gotta call out and believe, and then the Lord's going to start It's going to start opening your eyes, and you're going to start going, wow, wait a minute, man. Hey, give me that paintbrush. This is for real. And it is. It's talk about Memorex. No, this is live and living, and you're just part of it or not. Once you claim your birthright and you go, wait a minute, Daddy, I am, and we did, and you did create all this for us, and I see what happened. I understand. Okay, well, that's all it is. It's a love story, people. That's all it is. It's a love story, and everybody they want their little demonic little twisted little chocolate chips with the cat poop in it. Really, that's really what they want. And I'm more, I don't know, I'd rather know that the dish has been cleaned, and I want to enjoy my meal and have a long, prosperous life, and live honestly, and be forgiving, and caring and nurturing, and just let people be, you know. And I probably, I got so much stuff. It might seem like, well, you're the no, no, you guys don't know because you don't know. Yeah, that's why I don't get so chummy with a lot of you, because I'm not led to. Because sometimes I'm going to have to scold you. The Lord wants me to do that, just like sometimes you got to scold me. And sometimes I take that scolding. Sometimes we go back and forth a little bit, but either way, we come back and we still are in love. We still love each other. It doesn't matter if it's a man. This ain't no perverse butt monkey stuff. That's some twisted shit right there, brother. It's not about that, man. It's about being. Look, there's a feminine side that's just the way it is. That's about being a man, to know a female enough to realize that's how our Creator created us. We're the head. Be the head. And we become that man, and that woman is going to want to submit, because she's going to be all the authority that she's created to be. Because without her, we ain't going to be who we are. She ain't going to be who she is. And together, we ain't going to glorify our Heavenly Father in his true glory. So when he comes back, he's going to go, what? There's mine. There's a sill on that one. There we go. Okay, you, there's a mark. You over here. We're going to get to you here first. And then you guys, you got to go deal with these here that slipped these guys here and fed these guys a bunch of shit, really, is what it is. It's shit. That's what they do. They're butt monkeys. That's what they do. Excuse my language. That's why you're to keep your everything away from that is for excrement. Period. And I've been down that road before. Of course, that was forced on me as a kid, but I mean, even as an adult that was very much a heterosexual and stuff, that, So, but that's not what the Lord would want. Our bodies are wonderlands, and in the most unperverse way, and are to be enjoyed, but there's rules, and it's not about, yeah, that's why he could have taken that from us. We could have just been like dogs. All right, just what that's it. And in some senses, I guess that's what we are. And I really apologize, ladies, but you got to lay down for it. So it's not all our fault. You're the receivers. But no, we're not, just animals. There's a reason. And I have sensed what the Lord is showing you, people. Oh, man. The sensation and the feelings and the smells and the sights and the sounds. And this is going to happen for eternity. You're going to experience what we're getting just a small taste of here, that people go running. They just literally, they die for, they start wars for. It's all BS. It's all just, man's life is but a breath. And when I say man, I mean humanity. It's just It's just a vapor in the wind. A vapor in the wind. Ooh, Lord, you hear me when I'm calling. Oh, Lord, you catch me when I'm falling. And you told me who I am. I am yours. I am yours. And yours also. So, yeah, don't let them fools threaten you. Because here's the thing, once you have already received that truth, which is just that, like that, where two or more gather, it's just that simple. Man, human, woman. God, what we do without our beautiful women, you fools. There's just an order of things. And there wouldn't be an order of things without them. They're part of the order. You heard what Mr. Pounder said, that blockchain. I had no idea. When I say that stuff is fast, that stuff was so, when I said he was on that stuff, whew, it blew right over my head, but I knew what I was hearing was truth. You know, have you ever had that where you don't know how, you just know it is? Kind of like with Tori, how she talks sometimes. She was on fire too. It's like she had been doing this forever. Before, it might have sounded like she was just, even to herself, like, but it all goes into someone else's. That's why they keep coming back, because it works. And you know what else it does? It gives people courage. Well, shit, man, she tripped up a little bit, but she just kept rolling. She's back here again. Good Sheila Zelensky, she's back. Everybody's back. Oh, yeah, this enemy. Oh, he's done. It's done. It knows it's done. Wow. They threaten. They're stopped. All that stuff, it's starting to stop. It's ceasing to exist. It's wow, all this stuff's returning. I had so many miracles today. So many things happened. Financial stuff starting to roll in now. I got a call. Said, hey, oh, by the way, man, you might want to check your card. Man, that doctor, he acted fast. Let me 1 second. I'm gonna get some coffee. Just one moment. All right. Right back. Anyway, yeah, all them threats and all that, don't stress. That's what it's designed to do, confuse. They tantalize you with a little bit of that sorcery, just enough to gain your trust, because like I said, the enemy's not stupid. It's psychotic and demonic, and it's hold on a second. Are you there? Okay, hold on. Testing. Oh yeah, okay, there it is. It's just my earbud, which I was calling headphones. My son's like, "Dad, those aren't headphones." And I said, "Well, that's not a dip bar either. I mean, I used to do dips like this. That's a squat bar, but I've called it dip bars. I'm sure they probably figured that out. If they even care, some people may not even have noticed. Thanks, Roy. But we really didn't care. And I care that you didn't care. So there. Fuzzy Wuzzy. No. Would you stop it? Stop. Stop. Quit now. Well, Tammy used to say, Donnie's mom, quit now. I love you guys, man. This is cool. This is getting good. Do you see how nervous I am here on the camera now? Do you see? Do you see how scared it's got us? That's what it wants. Tantalizes you just a little bit, confuse, control, and then it'll conquer. First, it'll try to gain your trust with all that fancy stuff. It's like the military, all of it. It's all to try to gain your trust. Once it does, because you've let down your guard, because it hasn't lied to you so far as you're concerned, and it showed you enough stuff to go, wow, that's pretty impressive. And then you get, confused by the food that you're eating, the air that you're breathing, the water that you think you're drinking, but it's actually drinking you. On top of all the stuff that's going in your mind through your eyes and your ears, the garbage, or just all of it. It's all just a spiritual demonic attack to slowly wear you down to where pretty soon you're just a bunch of mindless drones. Just what the Lord could have created to begin with. But he wants you to want him. Old Cheap Trick. Or is that Cheap Trick? I want you. Yeah, I want you to want me. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, wanting you to want me. You want to hear something kind of funny? Remember I told you that I nair my stuff? Well, it's hard to get my daughter. Well, Dad, that's creepy. You're asking me to nair your back. Well, that's not right. I said, Cecilia, I'm not going to have your mom do it. Please. Because she'll, that's some shit your wife needs to do. Yes, it is. She's not here right now. So, but suck it up, Buttercup, and get the damn gloves on and put the shit on my back, please. But I can't do that because then, that will be using people and that could give them the wrong impression and just wouldn't be fair or very loving at all. For my own selfish gain, right? Because I can't stand hair because it does stink after a while. Body hair, and I'm like Grizzly Adams. I can't stand that. I don't know what little Irish little fairy decided that it was gonna. I don't do the hair, and if I have to, if I could, and Father forgive me, but I've had to come to some grips with just personal stuff we're faced with and stuff with our own physical bodies, but the hair, the hair, Father, please, God, if I could, I just don't want the hair. It stinks. It's just hair. Why? We're not. We got clothes. Been wearing clothes since something had to die. Anyway, so yeah, I got this cellophane that's blowing in the wind right now in the fan. And I've got it tacked up with 3 tacks, and it's a big sheet hanging, blowing in the wind. I kid you not. that I smear Nair on every few months, and then I'll get back to like a little old like Yogi, old boo boo, and getting his back all so that, and then of course I have to sit there and because I can't find any. Of course, well, I'm not even going to say that because you're going to think I'm. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of. I just can't wait. I cannot wait. I just wish if I could just somehow just make it to where I had no hair on my body. I'd be so happy with that. Otherwise, until then, I just guess I gotta narrow it till I make it. So, but yeah, those threats, man, don't even sweat it. It's nothing. You already see. It's been threatening you guys a long time. Some more than others. Some of us more severe than others. You know, when you hear some of these stories, you'll see. Most of you already know, but um, so yeah, like I said, buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride in a good way, though. Bumpy for it. We're good. There was something else I wanted to go over. So I am still gonna. I'm working on getting. Like I said, I'm doing the test right now. Got that old charge they were trying to hang on to dropped. So we drop kicked that one. Spoke that right into existence. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, it was so beautiful. The Lord says yes, and because you just maintain your humility, bold, yes, lion, yes, but just you just gotta. Yeah, there's a, and I'm learning. Once you got it, you just don't want to abuse it. You just do it, and you do it, and don't gloat over it because it just sometimes it has to happen. That's why that being chummy. Lord's like, son, you can't be chummy with these people. And but I want to. You can't be, son. You will soon enough. You can, but not right. Why this is going on, you can't do that because then that's why you can't have them follow you over to certain things when you go to the old dragon tail network. That's why I don't ever do that. If you ever noticed, I don't. And some of you've already figured that out. So I don't. So you guys don't go, God, this guy, he says this here, and then he's different here. That's not. But you'll know people that know are like, no, not really. He just doesn't want to drag us into that mess. That's not for you guys to. I don't need. The Lord's going to use us the way He's going to use us. We don't need a. We already got the legions of, and I'm not talking legions on the from the dark side. We're talking about just countless. Uh, uh, Actually, they're all named and numbered, but I meant like just infinite, yeah, infinite. Um, but they are numbered. It says just like the sand on the sea. They're all numbered, and the stars are all named. I don't know. That just came to me, but yeah, don't sweat it. They've been doing this a long time to me. They've if you are over home plate, you're gonna know. You'll know when you're finding the mark. When you're not, you'll just be you'll be like the rest of the people. They're just you know they're just walking in Memphis. They're just aimlessly just walking, and that all turned out a little bit. That's all. That was all. Believe it or not, that was a blessing because that was not supposed to come out that way. The result of that, they did not like that, and but yeah, it got They got it gets it gets used. It's getting mocked, and it's all its evil, and everything's being turned around. I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy when the Lord says He's going to restore all the locusts have eaten. I would have never imagined. Of course, I'm not a biblical scholar or a theologian or anything. And locusts, and then all the locusts over there in Africa that comes through now and again. But then the big one that just come through, I had no idea. Locusts. I was thinking, oh, okay, because of all the, what they're doing to the environment, and and uh and then like us, we're paying for our own, or we're helping a lot. We were helping there. Most of us were, not so much anymore, putting our foot down, but so I'm thinking, locusts and then bees, and I'm trying to put, because this kept going to, and no, he's talking about everything is being restored. It's just it's a metaphor, but then it's actual literal too, so we can get our little finite minds around it, or at least for me. Um, and he's like, you just gotta you clothe yourself, just keep clothing yourself with that righteousness through the battle that's ensuing here right now, and just continue to strap on the belt, and holds up the word, and the strap in the buckle up your sandals, and buckle up your breastplate, make sure that's secure, your helmet, your shield, and the shield, man. That faith, boy, I'll tell you what, people, that faith, man, that's being exercised. That's being exercised like you wouldn't believe. That's just something else. And the more that's being exercised, the more it's being exercised, because it's something that is alive and living. It's starts to become standing. It becomes standing next to you, and you start to. That's why I'm saying the smallest of what you think is the most insignificant of your testimonies can move some of the biggest, most stubborn mountains. I've seen it. I've seen it actually move, and the shadow itself move. Both of them. I've seen the mountain move. I've seen the sun itself go back and forward, and then just stay still, just like that craft I seen right above the hangar, the not far from the hangar. Seen a lot of crazy stuff that I don't have the answer to, but I don't need it. I don't need the answer to all of it, because I know I've already got it. It's good. It's just a matter of time. The answers I have, I'm sufficient with right now, and I'm gaining knowledge, as because that's what we are. We're gaining the knowledge to go with the truth that who we true of what we are and what we're becoming through that knowledge that we're seeking. It's really all it is. We are already that. We're already all that in a bag of chips. Already. We're already that. It's just you've been fed this lie so long, and of this complete insignificant existence, and this is really a love story. That's all this really is. It's the most amazing eternal love story you'll ever, and that's why it mocks it mocks every step of the way, and now that's all being turned around on it. It didn't even know that this was going to happen. It knew something like this, but it didn't even know. That's why it's freaking out right now. It's like, oh my God, don't you know that's we're all, this is a treat for everybody. The joy is truly in the journey. This is all in a revised edition. We're all revising eternity, and it right there is slowly, you're starting to see it come apart, because we are that light. We're that light. It's starting to happen. Like I said, you let peanuts, fresh peanut. You see how fast they get rancified. That's why things are in the dark bottles. Stuff that's dead, sunlight. Sunlight and things that are already dead, no, it just starts breaking it down. It's what it's designed to do. That's just a circle of life. But things that are living makes things grow. They're afraid of that sun. They don't like that. They worship the things they're afraid of. And that's something. That's something. Well, gosh, we almost got 2 hours in already. Um, so I was gonna start with a story, but I don't know. I just kind of want to just keep rolling because with this, because I'm concerned that you guys are. I don't want you to be. Don't ever be scared. Don't ever be scared. I know that it's hard to. I shouldn't even be asking people because it's like saying don't take a breath of air. It's because it's just that's just part of life. But like I said, if it wasn't for being led to hear that, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have continued to go down. I would have been scared in a sense to where I wouldn't have continued down. I was physically being attacked demonically had I not stood out and first took the initiative to listen to the that Erica Shepherd, Dr. Erica Shepherd's deal through Sheila, just like out of the blue. Like some of these videos, I like I said, I don't go searching for that stuff, people. I'm serious. I couldn't do that. I don't have like when I Google some stuff while we're talking, I just learned how to do that. My son said, Dad, you can look that up while you're you can fact check whatever. And I was like, wow. So it's just the innocence, the innocence. It's the you'll know. You guys already know. But yeah, it's I wanted to talk about I was going to do the RJC and I might still because they're going to get my daughter still hasn't quite went back to school yet. The baby's getting so but she's so cute. Oh my goodness, I know. Isn't she so cute? If that's who somebody was saying that, oh, she's so cute. She's so, oh my, I mean, really? I know, oh, yes, everybody says that. And I'm even saying to myself, God, if I even bring this up tonight, if I make a video, the good Lord willing, I says, I'm going to bring up, oh, she's so beautiful. And, yes, everybody says it. And I know everybody says that. And I know everybody says that. And they know that too. But no, really. She looks like little Cindy Lou Who. That's what my daughter looked like. Like little Cindy Lou Who. And the little Whoville Who. And oh God, I just love to kiss her. And my daughters to say I would, like I said, I would just just kiss her, and she's my baby. She still is, you know. God, man, shit! It's the stuff they're watching on TV, and then they hook up with these people that are living in fantasy land, man. They're living in these damn rap songs. These damn fucking people are just brainwashing people, and they're just and it's it really is the parents' fault. And that's just where it's at, man. But what happens when there's no head of the household? Oh, you'll get them to tell you, I who are you to tell me I can do what I want with my body? Yes, you can. And just like I can do what I want with my body, but I'll tell you this, my body can't make another life. It takes another body. That takes two, and that two did not bring themselves into existence. You get what I'm saying? You ain't making nothing. You're recreating something. Now you are used as a host and a beloved instrument to create to procreate life, but we ain't creating nothing. Period. Now maybe later on down the road, I don't know, But I'll tell you right now, man, we're just trying to become so that our heavenly creator will have something to recognize when he gets back. Oh, there it is. Like I said, it's either going to be a seal or a mark. You're either going to be the wheat or the chaff. You're either going to be the grapes or you're well, some, you're either the bug or the dang windshield. And remember, we need that we need that review mirror. We need to take a small glimpse. Of course. Of course we need the past. Well, they're burning all the review mirrors. The side mirrors, all of it. God, Tori, I love you so much. And don't I'm in love with you, Millie. But I love you so much, Tori. You I just you're and you're on when you're on it, man, you're on it. Just like Sheila. You're all on it. All of you guys. You're on it. Millie, all you. You women are something else. You women are something else. I'm telling you, us men are something else too, but you women, thank you guys. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, woman. I apologize. That's rude. It's just a habit, damn it. You guys are awesome. Very good. Now see, you already know the control and the power that you have, and that can be a good or a bad thing. We're the head, and we need to be allowed to rule accordingly. But you people are definitely our neck. Right? No, but for real, we all need to work together in these homes. You want these houses to be homes. We all need to work together. We pray together. We pray together. Doesn't mean no long drawn out Bible slapping people and all. Just oh God, some shaker crap scaring everybody to death. That's not what this is about. Just a relationship. Prayer, pray over our food. We eat. We laugh. We giggle. We have a good time. So we do. We live, and we we try to teach our children the 10 rules in life, and that right there, and the basic instructions before leaving Earth, which is basically that is all coming right here. It's all just basically just a. It's like when when the Holy Spirit, when Yahweh's Spirit had to be had to withdraw from Yeshua on the cross. That's so all the sins could be poured on him. The Spirit that couldn't be nowhere near him. That's why there's those angels that are mediating. It's only the prayers. But now they're starting to meet. They're not falling on deaf ears. They're not having to be go through a mediator. A lot of them are making their mark because people are really pouring it out more than ever before in potency, not in magnitude. Just like greater things than these you shall do, not in magnitude. I'm not in potency, but in magnitude. It's it's happening, people. And so, okay, it's all it was. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was funny. Well, you made us. No, I didn't make you anything. I didn't make you anything except a promise that I'm not going to lie to you. And I've made good with that. Period. Because there's some things, and you know what? I've also um there's things that, like I said, that I've seen in a vision I did not want to see, and I knew what I was seeing was correct because I'd gotten to trust that voice of a vision. And because you want to talk about tasting colors of the sounds, swallowing colors from the sounds I hear, um, there's something to that. Um, Although we can take that, slap him right in his head, you see, because it bows and confesses. It can be used. It can be used like it's using. It's all coming full circle, and it's not good, and it knows, and it's going, oh my God, This stuff here, right here, this is getting heavy. It knew it was going to get bad, but it didn't know it was going to get this twisted on its twisted. It's now literally the mocking and is all taking place now, which is winning the souls. It's actually not. It thought that that was the end when that all that um exposure and mocking was going to take place at the end of its eternal destruction and punishment. It's already happening. It's happening right now. At the same time, it's being used to assist in the winning of the souls, and it's so flipping out. I can't believe what's actually happened. It's been triple double dip crossed. It's been a double dog triple dog dare ya. That's what we got. We got little Ralphie. He done said the Mother Mary of them all. And you want to talk Mary, go round and round and round. So, yeah, it's there's a there's new sheriff and sheriffettes in town, people. This is we're the real deal. All of us. That's the thing, and it's flipping out. It's all of it. All of it. We own it all. All of it. Everything that's natural, because everything that's not of water, it's not going to be restored to its original dominion. That's done. It's going in the lake of fire, and it's already being prepared right now. It's over. So some people are saying, "Well, that all sounds good, Roy, and this and that." But I'd tell you the same thing. Oh, that all sounds good, this and that and the other. But when you see it, which you're already seeing it, it's the same thing. What you're being your trust is being gained the way mine has been gained along the way through all this suffering, so that I could bring you a testimony that you're going to identify with, so that you too will reach out to the one that you know is you can clearly see is it didn't just slip trip and big bang all this stuff into existence, this beautiful intricate stuff that's actually in a really bad order. It's really in a shitty disarray of condition. I that's just the way it is. They'll justify me, and it's in a real shithole of a situation right now. And they love to play both sides of it, just like that little hamster. Well, did you see him? Oh, Axel Grease. Come on, man. There's your answer right there. Well, it's been your answer a long time, but look how they just start to roll it out. And another thing about him, guess what? You know how many followers he's losing? Do you know how many? But the numbers might appear one way. They've got those numbers manipulated so many ways from Sunday you wouldn't believe. Now, here's the other thing. They also there's other things they would have shut down already. They can't. They even can't do that. They don't understand, and well, they do understand. They don't like it, but they have no control over it. So they have control over some of the stuff. They're losing less and less control because those Changa pieces are all that structure. It's just literally it's in tremors. You want to talk about in a woman in travail. You want to talk. It's happening, people. You see that freak of nature? All that money spent. Oh, you want to talk about tie a yellow ribbon around that old growth olive tree? Mm-hmm. You think it was a? Just you think that was all that they were both in yellow? Well, what do you think that is, man? You're just taking the test today. What do you do if you're this and that? Do you put the car? Do you put it in neutral, or do you? I got to brush up on this test so I can get my license, because they tripped it up and they had no business. But I'm not going there. Praise the good Lord. That's why I had to do it. I'll do it again, son. Do it again. It was a nightmare. I know, son, but you see, do it again. There's some stuff you're going to get out of it. And did it again. Another 6 months, like I said, bam, did it again to me. All of it. And then laughed on one of the things. Said, how'd you like editing your, Oh yeah, they had that stuff all wrapped up. I was so I was just completely beside myself, because it's so difficult, and especially being as challenged as I am with the academics as it is, and it being literally, I somehow, some way, they did something, some way. I don't know. I can't explain it. The Lord says you don't have to right now, and you won't have to. It's all, but they didn't want that academic part of me to adhere to any kind of it. They didn't want me to excel at all in that arena at all. So it almost is a almost like God, like I said, with some people with money in their pocket, it's like sand in their eye. They just got to get it out. And if they know you got money in your pocket, I'm like, how in the hell do you know how much change I got in the well? Because you were at the store, you ended up buying a bottled water, a Snickers. Yeah, you know, occasionally a Snickers, and you got $10 in gas. That means you have this much, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no way. And I pull it out and I count it. You have got to be kidding me. You're serious. You're all up in my pocket. You know exactly, and been like that for years. I'm like, man, you have got to be kidding me. And then spend all your money and want to spend mine. I like to stack my money. I told you I used to always have, six, seven, 800, usually eight, about 800 in case I seen something that I at an auction or at a yard sale or something, that if it was a high end ticket item that I knew I was gonna, and I it wasn't a something I was sure of. Did I tell you about the Nirvana thing I got? Yeah, I think I did. I think I told you about that. That what that I sold the do it. Oh no, I haven't got to that yet. Okay, so, and if I did brush over it, I'm going to go over it again because I haven't got to that. Because I noticed sometimes I did go a little bit ahead just to kind of mm, prime the pump a little bit, just a little, so that you could. The Lord wanted me so they could, if they want to go check, they can check to go. Oh yeah, because there's some stuff the Lord says there's things I'm doing that I'm going to do through you that you aren't even aware of and don't need to be aware of right now, because you don't need to be aware of it, because you're not going to be any use to us right now if you're aware of what's going on. That's exactly how this is working. He's using me in ways too for you that I'm not aware of, because it would distract me if I knew, because then I would be thinking about, oh wow, you see what I mean? She's going through that, or he's going through that. Dang it! And it would keep me off focus off what I need to do, so that you could get what you needed to out of me, that I didn't know that I was giving you. Does that even make sense? Yes, it does. Yes, it does, and it always will. You've always known it. You're going to hear it. You're going to know. Like I said, with Mr. Pounders, I didn't even know. I had nothing about blockchain and all this stuff. And they shut one computer down with that Bitcoin type stuff. Well, my son's into that. He just made $50 in one day off interest in that Bitcoin stuff. And then just made $1,000 in something else doing something. He's like, yeah, Dad, check this out. So if it wasn't for him also, and the good Lord leading him, and all those prayers that I said over him when I didn't even really know, because I didn't know people were praying for me, and it's all paying off. See the fruits of the labor. See, it's already happening, even though there are generational curses now has fallen upon him. And if they were to have, and gonna probably fall off on them unless they nip it now, realize it, nip it right now, and graft it right on in. Have you see some of these apple trees? You can have all kinds of varieties on one apple tree. Graft it right on in. But yeah, so fruits of the labor, doing all this, help me sign, I'm studying for the deal, help me, with the online, because everything's online now. You can't go anywhere when you're not technically savvy. Sorry, I am calling it my server, and it was a damn router years ago. And the Lord says, you don't know what you're saying. Now you just done scared them. They think, oh, God's server. You know what server means? Remember that thing you got in the storage auction that you sold for a lot of money? Remember, with all those like little computers in it, and it had four sides, and it was loaded with a bunch of computers. Matter of fact, When I got that storage unit and started unloading, people were like, "Hey, man, I'll." I didn't even know what it was. I said, "Well, nah, I'll wait. Let me check this out first." I'm glad I did. I had an Asian pay me out the nose for it at the yards at the flea market that they don't ever pay nothing for at this one particular yard flea market. But it was something. So it was a server, all right. It was as big as this dang table right here, and it was for a whole big old deal. But anyway, long and short, which there's not going to be because this is eternal. There is no short. No short. Oh, and I seen it. I seen it. Well, I don't want to even go into there. My son showed me something really neat last night about the ice wall. It was like, oh my gosh, I want to download that so people can see what this Admiral Byrd was. This is why there's a treaty now. I want them to see. So, but most of you guys already know, and it's not even that important. We already know the real truth anyway, and it's all good. That's why I said that's why I don't mock you guys. I don't do that. I mock them because I love you. I know what it's like, man. And I know how you feel. And because I know how you feel and I care about you and I love you, damn it. I'm not going to do that to you, Millie. I'm not going to do that to anybody. If I know that I'm causing somebody to feel a certain way, I don't want that. That's why I have to kind of detach myself sometimes. And the Lord wants me to roll in solo on certain things and not buddy up too quick because there's trust to be gained, and the only way to do that is I gotta backstrap some people, even people that are just running astray, that are feeding the wrong frosty, you know. So um yeah, I'm so high on the Holy Spirit right now. I really am, just talking to you people. I want you to know that when I hugged you, Millie, the earlier, I really felt you. I've kissed you before. I've felt your lips. I've smelt you. I have smelt you. I have felt you. I've been you. I've been like not I've just not been you. I've been like just crashed like right just like just became one. It was just I don't know. When I first seen that video that not to creep you out or nothing, but man, when I first seen that video that Never Give Up, wow, with Peter Gabriel, it's just like, oh God, I just wept and wept and wept and I just when I hug people, even that lady down at the Patriot rally, I hugged her. When I hug people now I can feel it. I feel how real it is. It's I don't know, just like my tears when I weep, they're different. They're hot now. I feel them when they go down my face. It's like they create this valley in my face. It's weird. I it's like they're just it's like they carve this groove, this path of least resistance. They just flow. Even they just flow. So today I was like, I couldn't believe this stuff. Like I can believe all this the other stuff, but the actual physical things now the physical things now I'm starting to feel people. Now I'm starting to, and I've always kind of been able to sympathize, like with the Rose. If she knew how I really feel, she wouldn't. They wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done that. See, a couple of them might have, but not. You see, and that's why he says, "That's why I love you, son." See, I said, "Well, how could there's no way I could be in this position. How if I feel this way about it?" So he said, "It's okay to feel that way, but I want to show you this." And when he showed me her get hit by a car, he said, "Now," and I seen myself when I do, and he goes, "That's why I love you. That's why you're in this position." He said, "Because this is your heart." And he said, and it's okay to be angry, and they do need to be punished, but it's one thing to be cruel, to be cruel and to display unusual punishment and no forgiveness. And there's a difference. Just like your dog, son. You love your dog so much. When he runs out in traffic, you're shaking. You're so angry. and you separate yourself from that beating. But you got to beat them nevertheless, out of love, so that that ignorant creature will learn that those cars will bite. And it's not like the bite of Seattle. Well, yeah, it sure is like the bite of Seattle. Do you see how this all just lines up? And I seen that popcorn thing. I didn't think nothing of it. I thought, oh, that's kind of neat on their stage, and that's what they've been using for years. Because I kind of looked that I did kind of look into because I was led to just a little bit. And I said, well, how is that possible then with Tory and all this stuff with Chicago and all this other stuff with the popcorn with Queensryche? And he's like, well, because when you are time, when you're part of it, you're that past, present, and future. This isn't, that's why you guys have already worked out the fact the fact that it's a time machine. It has nothing to do. We are that. Well, we're a machine, all right. We're a well-oiled machine, and we've done. Welcome to the real machine. We've done come out of the machine. The ones that are grinding up the poor children, like, that are, you know, heading into the grinder, like on the wall. Oh, though Gilmore and Waters, they were on to so much stuff. All of them, most all of them are, and what they did, and what we all did, because we're all together, we're all one, is we were able to convey a message without being subtle for people that are seeking the truth, knocking the door and then asking and receiving without coming out and putting themselves in a religious, because that gets that's it. That's it. Rubber baby buggy bumpers comes to a halt. And the reason why is because religion has been designed to do exactly what it has done so well at doing. And blaspheming and just completely just putrefying and ass backwardsing, for the lack of a better term, the true relationship and word of God. And it's it just, religion is exactly where the enemy is. He's religion, science, that's where it's at. 90, that's where it's at. And that's all in the industrial, and I got to be careful, but all the complexes, all of them, they're all the same. It's all the same. All the fast foods, it's all the same. All the big conglomerate, all the same. If you are anybody, and especially this day and age, they're sure they'll let a little bit come in, just like they bust just a little. Oh, we've done all this and that, and this is all this and that, just enough to keep you trusting them. You see, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what they did. See, and that's all those numbers you see at old axle greases. Those are all they're all dwindling. They have to create those, just like they create all those fictitious chats. People that are on they're demon. And I thought that those were, but they're somehow they just have they've got it. It's the same entity. It's not different people. You get that occasionally, but not not lately. It's all they're doing their own. You notice how things got real quiet? And now you got, again, I don't keep up with too much stuff, but I follow certain people, and that Tom Hanks is now kind of coming out of because you'll see, you can actually troll these people to get information. They'll tell you what you need to know. Just like Tori said, she's right. And she caught on. She caught on too, and she's like, "Wow, oh my God, he's wow, oh man, yes." And so you do a certain thing, so you can get the answer that you need, so that you can bring the children home. You don't need nobody watching those. They're just fine here. You know the truth. You're safe. Those lies are designed to keep you scared, confused, and controlled, so that you can be easily conquered. That's all it is. It's ultimately about conquering you so that the Lord will not be able to use any of us that they're trying to shut down to light that little fire in your heart there, Tori, Millie. That's what that is. You didn't have to light it. You didn't, you know. I hear it now. I heard it earlier. I hear it. I hear it playing right now. God, you're so talented. You're so beautiful. You're so really just makes me want to just weep and cry like a baby, just like a baby. And that's what's happening. We're all getting new bodies, baby. That's what it is. It's not like we're going to be infants. Oh, we're going to be youthful, and we are going to have families, and they are going to increase. And there's a reason, Jewel. All of it. It's all. I seen this. I seen it. There's a lot of us out there that are seeing it. The Lord said there's a lot of you out here. They haven't realized yet. It's happening. People are waking up. It's really neat to see it happening too. That's why I said, and your guys are a part of it. Isn't that nice? That our Heavenly Father, you're the reason why we've got extended time. Each one of you, when you confess, when you cry out and you share it with someone else, you stand out on that faith and you take that risk. Doesn't matter, even if you're even called a, you're gonna get the door slammed on. Things are gonna happen. But that seed's planted, and that right there is never gonna return void. Ever, 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 ever. That's faithful. That's fully, faithfully, in full, in full. That's my little tweezers. I am a tweezer freak. I do not like any. Like I said, I don't like hair. I don't do that. No bug out buggy when it comes to hair. And then I was like, well, Lord, you've given me something to look like one of them simians on the. Well, okay, what was the one? Vera, wasn't it Vera? Vera, what has become? No, the I'm talking about the ape, Planet of the Apes. I think her name was Vera, yeah. And Cornelius, I think, was the other one. Anyway, so um, yeah, so tactful. She's good. You're good teaching, Tori. Good teacher. Really good. Millie, you also, but I mean, just I just call it like it is. Same with Sheila. You guys are good, and Diamonds. All you guys are all good. You females are all you're something. You guys are something else, man. Something else, and becoming something just to really not be messed with. Oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. You guys got some serious authority, boy. I can feel it right now. I'm buzzing. My eyes are clacking right now. I'm so high in the Holy Spirit. I can feel it because it's all your guys' prayers. You're the reason. Each one of you. We're getting a little extra time. That much. Each prayer and each time you guys stand out on faith, you know what's happening? That's just that one less child is suffering, one less dog, one less horse. There's just less suffering, and we're getting, and it's just, and you're just having it pee on it's just peeing on its own, its hoof, its little leg is just a kicking. Um, but yeah, so don't sweat. I'm gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. 2:23. 2 hours 23 minutes. I was gonna just like I said I was last time, which I was. It's just things happen, and I didn't even take into consideration because I don't sit and think about stuff like this anymore. I really and maybe I should. And there's some things I do because I'm trying to be considerate because I know that you have been tricked and duped into thinking things that aren't happening. Like I said, I'll tell you. I'll tell you myself how I'm feeling about this whole situation between you and I. Whether it's I'll let you know, and it's the same as I trust you will also, and I will just accept that and gracefully because I respect you and I love you, and I respect and I love your friends, um, and and that's increasing. Those are increasing. I'm not. I don't have a jealous bone in my body when it comes to that like that. I really am a good person that way. But of course, I wouldn't. There's some stuff I just, of course, you wouldn't either. It's like I wouldn't go down there. But I was a good boy, sweetheart. I was a good boy. I came down there. I came down there. I want to see you, and I had a good, nice big old steak dinner, and it was. I wondered why everybody was looking at me all crazy down there when I was on my cell phone. They were all like, and then my buddy comes back from the bar where it's completely, just absolutely, just I didn't, I don't know. He goes, "You can't be on your phone." I said, "What? I'm just looking. I'm just." He said, "Oh no, you can't look. You can't have any cell phones in here." Nobody said anything to me. I wonder. I could feel everybody just looking at me too the whole time I was on it. I was on it a long time. Waitress never even said anything. I got all my food and everything. Nobody said a word to me. Looking back now, I know why, but I didn't then. People don't want their pictures taken in there for whatever reason. Just you know what I mean? Like when I was flying the drone over and there's right down over the smoking section, and I says, "Huh? So you had to work a double, huh?" Kind of, type thing. Yeah, don't sweat, man. Don't sweat it. You see, it's losing all its little threats. Mean nothing. Absolutely nada. They mean nothing. They mean nothing. Yes, yes. When there was less prayers and less fervent and less, um, uh, people crying out and walking in faith and truly doing the next best thing. They're abstaining from their fleshly lusts and desires and going, wait a minute, man, I can still be happy and still follow these rules. And now I'm starting to see clear, and wait a minute, man, I might want to rethink that. Hey, it is okay to be wrong. The devil wants you to the dragon, he wants you to believe that it is just absolutely something to be ashamed of, to be wrong. And that's what you can't do it. That's why I'm not trying to browbeat anybody, man. I like this twice a day, broken clock. It's either wrong or right. I guess it depends on how you look at it. Did it come to fulfill or so? Don't beat yourself up, man. Just don't do the same shit over and over, because that's insanity, and you get caught slipping, and it's not going to be good, because we're not talking about the okay. Well, if you're burning with that flit, don't be just bumping and don't do it. I'm telling you, that's the worst one. That's the worst one. You might as well just be gutting out a baby and playing with yourself with the yeah. You might as well just be doing some real nasty stuff. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I apologize, people. But yeah. So um means nothing. Absolutely nothing. But it chimes in when it knows it means nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it lets you know, yes, yes, you're right. It has to, it bows and it confesses also. It has to. And again, it's having to do it more and more. The more we're crying out with fervent, and just our hearts are just being just Father. He, oh man, you guys can feel it. I feel it. I'm right now just absolutely, this last hour, especially, just buzzing. My head is just bzzz, not spinning from the vertigo from being that's also subsiding. Those were occasional, and then they started subsiding. Then the ringing started going away. Now it's almost completely non-existent. Now I'm just all high on the Holy Spirit. Now you know that, like I said, when my eyelids are clacking. That's just what it feels like. It feels like there's electricity, just like that homemade stinger with those thin razor blades. It's just, just you almost can hear the power lines just buzzing. That's it. That's the best illustration I can give you. That's like I feel it now. When you guys are praying too, I feel it. Boy, I feel it. And the smell. Oh God, sweetheart, I just can't wait. It doesn't matter. I don't care about makeup. I don't care about none of that stuff. I know what you look like. I know what you look like inside and out. I know all about you. I know all about you. And here's the other thing. Be yourself. The only way this is going to work, if we decide to do this, I mean literally once we sit down and talk, cuz we got to do this, because there's a few little things that we got to iron out, little personal things that we that you it's probably going to go, well, that's nothing. And I'm going to go, well, I know, but we just still need to talk about it. You be yourself. If you're not yourself and just make mistakes and just be yourself and try to be too and worry about what you're thinking and not thinking and this and that, it's not going to work. It just is not going to work, because we just need to just become just who we're becoming and just allow ourselves to be human. And we're becoming who we're becoming, but until then we have to navigate things too. It's not a license to do wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Just you have to literally, you have to, and I have to too, patience. And yeah, no, we need to get together. Where I'm not talking about patience for that. We're we need to get that moving. But but um, you know, patience and 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 with the whole transition thing, patience and understanding and listening and considering, and that's what I'll be doing, a lot of listening, considering, and not being afraid to express your opinion. Hey, listen, you're it's okay if you help along here, but this is what we like to do there. And because I like to just do stuff. So communication, I'm not trying to fish for anything like that. Like I said, I don't like going around digging in anybody's underwear drawer. That's not my deal. That's some creepy shit. I don't like opening mail that's not addressed to me. That's not my thing. Although I'm not going to be mocked either. But I'm not trying to pick anybody's mind. I want to be able to talk to you. I want you to tell me your life story. I want to listen to you because I love you and I like hearing you talk and watching you talk. I'm in love with you, and I just am. So, yeah, just be yourself. That's what you can, more than anything. Just you guys be yourself. You're becoming all that you can be. Just loving God, number one, and learning to love yourself and just be yourself. Just be yourself. If you know something ain't right, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And don't be afraid to confess to one another, Just stay truthful, It doesn't mean, going out and putting yourself, because you can tell people the wrong stuff, people that you think you're, because you need to get stuff off your chest. I found out that could really hurt you, because some of these people, they don't have what it takes to be the kind of person you need them to be, to withhold that information. Not that it's about secrets, but it's about confident being, having confidence, and being able to rely on people. And some people will turn, and it makes it hard for you to share with open up with other people. So don't let that happen either. Like he said, if you don't first succeed, try and try again. But then again, don't go running out aimlessly. There's a fine line. You don't go just running out aimlessly. We're not in that time frame anymore. Now we're in a whole nother time frame, and look what it's trying to do to us. Keep us all separated. And it was ramping up for this because it knew, but it had no idea that we was going to come out full force like this. You see, it figured we would be done, and the Heavenly Father would only have a very small little banquet feast to come to, and that's all it cares about. Most of us, and it would have been roasting weenies. Mm-hmm. And you know what goes into that nasty stuff, right? Unless they come from Stewart Meat out here. It's all organic, grass fed. That's where we go. Either that or I'd go to my family's up there in East Hill, but we just got some beef jerky from there. They got some good, man. I want to send you guys some before I actually head that way. I should bring some because I haven't got an elk or deer to make my own because I make good stuff too, but they are, whew, it's all grass fed. It's kind of expensive. It's like $40 for a couple little things. It's not much, but boy, it's good. It's all grass fed and it's a little gamier. Kind of tastes like game because it's grass fed. No, they don't use anything. Stewart's meat in Yelm. Oh man, I'd send you guys some and then you could trust eating it. I ain't no fucking weirdo like that. Excuse my language. You already know. Of course, it would try to, but you guys already know. You'd open that up and go, oh yeah, we're gonna eat this stuff. Oh, it's so thick too, guys. My mouth is literally watering right now thinking about it. But yeah, so just taking it slow once we get, so that nobody's all, I got to slowly transition my way in there and then we'll figure it out. You just don't want to stress out. That's the whole thing. You got to not stress out and just and be yourself. Be yourself, not worry about, man, he's going to pick my God and he's going to just be honest. And then like you said, you're holding a clean slate. Then what do you got to hide behind? Nothing. That's it. Don't let the enemy pull that past crap on you. And then once that past crap can't be worked, then the uncertainty of the future. Oh God, what are we gonna do for money? And what are we gonna do? Well, now you're in a situation where now what? Now where's your accuser? See, you got to stop that. That's what it wants. It wants to keep you, and it's the love of money. That's what this. Oh, people, you got to have faith, man. The Lord will provide. Excuse me, will provide. Always has, always will. For those that diligently seek Him. Oh, yeah, I know it. I know it. Oh, no, that's a man. That's a man, too. See, they're trying to what they want to do. They think they're mocking us with all this man stuff. They're all these women, and they sound like women. They look like, well, but you got it. They're not. I'm telling you, they spend a lot of time. They're getting good at this stuff, people. I told you about Norman, Nancy, and it starts from a young age. They get them at young. They start giving them that stuff. They got this stuff down now, man. They can fool some of the best of us, man. But when you're around the real thing long enough, it's pretty easy to detect a counterfeit. However, that's not always a rule of thumb, man. Whew, boys, be careful. Oh, sheesh. Okay, well, I'm gonna let this. This is we're at 2:37. Um, I'm not even gonna start with RJC because it's gonna because I'm gonna get smoked. I like I said, I didn't pay attention. I knew that it was today was the 20th. Of course, my birthday is at March 20th. You guys know that. Um, but yeah, 120, 20, 21. Hmm. Bought us enough time though. All right there in Revelations. How many trumpets? How many plagues? How many angels? Huh. How many spirits? How many? God, it really worked, sweetheart. It worked. It's amazing. It's amazing. He did treat us in his own image, and we really are one. That's amazing. See, I knew that, but and he's giggling right now saying, "Oh, you just that's just oh, it gets better. It just gets even more real." Matrix. Oh, you silly rabbits. Created us in his own image, and we can feel and smell and taste and see. We get to the blind are going to see, the deaf are going to hear. Oh boy, you want to talk about an orgasmic feeling. That's just perverse. That's that's a lustful thing. If that's how you, man, what a beautiful gift. What a beautiful gift. It's been perverted. It's been perverted. What a beautiful thing. And that's a mind blower, and that's not even half of it. You're just he's had to dial that down. And when you really are in the know, and when you're in the know and your wife knows you're in the know, oh man, she's like, "Oh man, no wonder why she was talking about she's going to kill you're going to be like, "Wow, that's when you're in tune with the one that created us." When you're in tune and you know, that's when you're like, "Man, you can read my mail anytime, baby. You can read my mail anytime." Because that's what it's all about. We're not to deprive one another. Not to do that. Husbands to your wife, perform your duties. Don't be so selfish. Some of you wives are like, "God, I wish it would just go like old Jonathan Winters. Don't you have a game to watch? Don't you have something to do? Go tie some flies or something." Oh, I want to tie a fly, all right, a Spanish fly. I knew an old lady. There's a reason why the Lord had me say that. It's just these people are dead. And you see them, they're kind of greenish pale. They're dead. These people are dead. They're not. So, oh, beloved, beloved, beloved. God, they sounded so beautiful, that family. Oh, they're so beautiful, talented. They're all talented. They're all angels for the Lord, all of them singing, serenading. God hears them. He hears them. And that one that really sung that again and really just put his heart into it, just really, well, his heart was in it the first time, but he just really found him who he's becoming. It just gets better and better and better. Wow. There really is no big eyes and little U's, people. There's so much love to go around, and we all are talented. Lift each other, build each other up. It's not about blowing smoke up someone's butt. If you find something, say something. Don't just do it to try to get a something out of it, or because you're just so down, or you're fishing for and then recognize when somebody's broke. And just doing that because they're broken and they're trying to gain, a friend or something. And be easy on them. When you recognize something, because I'll tell you, like she said, Millie, eternity, salvation, standing right next to you. Didn't even know what she was saying, but what she did know is she had enough faith to get up there after that one girl that we just heard on tour that has the gun-toting servers. That one might have appeared, wow, how am I going to top that? Millie says as she prays. And the Lord says, oh, don't worry, you just get up there. That's what you do. And it all goes into the hearts that have been circumcised because they want the truth. Now they're seeking it, they're knocking, they're asking. And here comes little Millie, beautiful Millie. Stands out on faith. Millie that they have tried to pervert and manipulate like they did me to believe that she had nothing to offer anybody, to keep her mouth shut. She can't sing. Shut your damn mouth. You can't perform. That's a lie. All a lie. It's all a lie of the enemy because you can, and you are, and you always will. That's what he didn't want. it did not want you to know that because of all the people that you are now lighting that oil that they have just had their heart supple and circumcised enough to receive. There it goes, little Sparky. Now, literally, that's why it was coming in. We want up there. And all those people that they had there to protect weren't even the people. They would have got mowed over. I'm going to tell you that right now. I was going to wait, but it's time. They weren't even their own. They had angelic beings behind them also, and they were emboldened with the spirit of truth through angels that were not only standing behind them, but through the spirit that was working through them. They didn't even know. They were almost in trances. They were like in a lapse of time themselves, had stood still as axle grease. You could see it. You could see that it knew, I'm not afraid of you. Well, it really is afraid. It is afraid. And see, and it wasn't even just guys that were protecting you, Millie. It was the vessels of those that the Lord, just like the guy that walked up to you and said, like he was in a, like almost like he was bewildered and, like a doe-eyed little deer in the headlights. And really, Millie, that was another angel. Angels all around, just like Jabez, that he would enlarge your territory. And when he did that, he also enlarged that hedge of protection. Those people that were standing there weren't even those people at the time. They were just being used as vessels. And the Lord chose to use whom he did, because there were people coming in, like Lionel said, they flying in. You guys might have rode, but they were flying in. They were like, can't get them that way. So that's how this is all working. Why they're all down underneath the ground doing stuff that is so heinous. And there was just a few of you. You guys were just a few, but there were so many warring angels, and you, true soldiers for Christ, true warriors. Just a few of you. Just a few. All had stones in your slings. All about ready to just bump Goliath on his little old head. That's right. Give him a little checkup from the neck up. They couldn't penetrate that hedge. See, there's a lot going on there. A lot going on. A lot from people that you know now. They were doing things it's all to confuse, control, and conquer you. And when we sit down, we drop kick these phones in an aluminum little whatever little, we'll just have it in a little bag of a little poo-poo pouch somewhere. We'll sit down, and I just have to remember to just be patient. And first, I want to listen to you. And you can ask me any question at any time, and I'll answer it because I love you, and that's what I'm led to do. You're my queen, and I might be the king, but there's a reason why we needed a helper, and I understand that without you, I'm not complete. And I just can't wait. I'm so absent without you. So absent. I'm going to let you go. I think they're back now. And 6:10. All right, I'm going to wrap it up now. Tonight, 9. Bring the popcorn. Love you. You don't know what that means, son. Mm.